definitely want to grab a pen and a pad. I'm going to cover some things that were very instrumental in me getting my business moving very, very quickly in this industry. It's something I learned about 20 years ago that most people overlook. They just assume that people are going to do certain things, and we know what the word assume means when you start running that back to your head. So we'll get started here in about 30 seconds. I appreciate everybody's time and attention on Sunday. I promise you I will not take much of your time, but I believe the information I'll share with you, if you take the information I'm sharing with you and apply it, I think you'll get some results from it. I know you'll get some results from it. So thanks so much for joining. I'm going to take the chat down here for a second, and then we'll bring it right back up. All right. Well, first of all, happy Sunday to you. I know it's the close of the week. Tonight we're closing out our cycle week at 11:59, so to speak. The clock turns over and we start rolling into Monday. In 25 years in this industry, there's a couple things that I learned that really set myself apart from most people in the industry. Is number one is they never really spent time with their people. When I first got involved in the industry, our first year I struggled. I quit 1,000 times because I was frustrated, because I didn't believe that nobody duplicated but me. I didn't believe nobody could get results but me. And really what I did was I set the tables against success. I set my business partners up, so to speak, to fail. And I didn't even do it consciously. It was unconscious. I didn't realize how I was setting them up to fail. I wasn't setting them up to win. And once I learned the first core commitment that I'm going to talk about tonight, and really got good at creating the right dynamics on the front side of my business, nothing happened. I would grow to maybe 10 or 15, 20, 50, 100 people, and then it would implode. Then I would grow to maybe 150, 200 people, then it would implode. But I could never get over 500 people in my group. And the reason why I was never able to get over that 500 mark until I incorporated what I call the game plan interview. That's what I'm going to talk about tonight for the next 15 minutes or so, because it's critical for all of our success. If you want to be successful in this industry, it's not about how many people you put in the business, it's how many people that stay and produce. I repeat it again. It's not about how many people you put in the business. It's about how many people you put in the business and they stay and they produce. And what I found out is when I start looking at my career and I start looking at my organization, the people that I set them up properly on the front end, they produce more and they stayed longer than the people that I didn't set them up correctly. I just threw them in the business and hoped something happened. Those people, their attrition rate was very high because I didn't even know why they had got involved in the business other than they were excited. And we all know at the end of the day, we cannot cash excitement. We can't pay mortgage payments. We can't pay gas, car payments. We can't feed ourselves on excitement. We have to feed ourselves on volume and income and lifestyle. So tonight I want to talk about the importance to doing a game plan interview with your brand new associate the minute they enroll in your business. It's critical. It's one of the things that I think most people overlook. They just assume that, hey, this person signed up, they paid their money, they're going to go out and do something because they spent their money. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if that was the case, everybody on this phone would already be Imperial Blue Diamond, because we sponsored enough people for them to go get two, and now we wouldn't even be on this broadcast. So we know that's not the case. So the first thing that we need to do is the minute someone enrolls, I remember when I first got started in the industry, I would start celebrating. There's no time to celebrate. Nothing. That's just the beginning of the process, is to get them to say yes and put their credit card in to pay their fees to get involved. But my role, this is in between a sponsor and a recruiter as well. When I first got involved, I was just a recruiter. I just recruited people like crazy, put them in the business, and I would talk about how many people I put in. And then I started thinking about it. My old mentor said, well, how many people stayed and how many people doing anything? And I started scratching my hands like, I put in 70, maybe 3's doing something? Oh, that's not a good number. And he said, well, look at the 3 people that you put in. He said, what did you do different with the 3 that you put in and the other 67 that you can't find? And I started thinking, and I started kind of going back, and what I found out is I spent more time on the front end of the business than I did with the other 67 that quit. And I think the reason why I was able to spend more time with those 3 people is not because I wanted to, it's because we had some type of personality click, and we clicked, and I spent more time with them. And that's what we got to get better at on the front end of this, is being able to sit down with somebody, a brand new person that said yes, and we got to do a game plan there. We got to really get them indoctrinated, incorporated, and plugged in to what we're doing. So the game plan interview is the first core value. First of all, it should happen in the first 24 hours of that person signing up. If they're in your local market, you want to sit down with them face to face. We have great technology, no doubt about it. We have the best technology in the world today. But nothing will ever replace human dynamics. Nothing's going to ever replace me sitting in front of you, talking to you, and being able to communicate with each other. Nothing will ever take place. So I want to make sure that I sit down with them in the first 24 hours. If they're an hour away, I want to sit down with them. I'll drive to them and I want to make sure. I also want to make sure that if they're a husband and wife team, I want them both there at the game plan interview. I want them both there at the game plan interview. I don't want to do it in their house. I don't want to do it in my house. I want to do it in a neutral place because I want to control the environment. I want to be somewhere where it's Starbucks or Barnes and Noble or places like that I can kind of get my little corner of the environment where I can control it a little bit. So I don't want to do it in their house because I don't want to compete with their babies. I don't want to compete with the phone. I want to compete with the text messages, the television. I want to be an environment that's conducive for me to be able to create the right dynamics that I need to convey the importance of this game plan interview. So I don't want to be somewhere in their house. I don't want to be in my house. I want to be somewhere neutral. I also want to make sure that I ask the right questions. And this is what the game plan interview is all about. It is a fact-finding mission for me as a sponsor to find out why this person joined my business, what they need to get out of the business, and how can I help them attain what they want to get out of the business. I repeat it again. My goal as a sponsor is to find out why they got in, what they want out, and how they plan on getting it out. And my goal is to help them make that happen. So the first question I'm going to ask them is this. Mark, congratulations, you came aboard and became a part of our team. Well, let me ask you a question. Why did you join Talk Fusion? And I'm gonna take a legal pad out just like this, and I got a folder with Mark's name on it. Everybody I personally enrolled, I got a folder with their name on it, and I'm taking notes. And as Mark's talking, I'm writing down. I'm taking notes. Mark says, "I want to pay my house off, Cedric." I say, "Okay, Mark, how much is your house?" $300,000. Okay. Next question to Mark is, "Mark, have you ever made $300,000 in 1 year in your life?" Mark said, "Yes." Okay, great. He's done it before. So that number is not going to scare Mark when I tell him that that number is possible. Okay, that's something else. The game plan interview is for us to be real with people. I hear people say, "I want to make $100,000 a year." Then I ask them, "Have you ever made $100,000 in your life?" No. Well, why do you think you're going to come in our business in the first week or first year and make $100,000? You've never done that before. The game plan interview is for us to be real and make sure that the realistic things in their mind is realistic from their activity level, from their experience, and what we're going to be able to deliver for them. So that game plan interview is very important. All right. So I'm going to ask Mark. He says 300,000. I asked Mark, has he ever made 300,000? He said, "Yeah." Okay, great. So Mark's made that kind of income. He can wrap his head around what it's going to take to make that happen. Second thing, Mark, when are you not able to do this business? I call it my no work zone. When is his no work zone? Okay, and I just take a pen. He might say, "Well, you know what, Cedric, I believe Sunday is a day of rest." Okay, so Mark, you're not going to do anything on Sunday? No. Okay. Now let me tell you why this is so simple to ask a person this. When I first got involved in the industry, I would call people up and they didn't pick up the phone. I would come unraveled. I'm like, they told me they were excited. They told me they were serious. Well, something in their life, something in their culture was against the times that I was calling. I was calling them times when they were what? They were in their no work zone, but I was in my work zone, but I never asked them what times are they not going to be available, so it was always a rub. So I always felt like they slighted me and they disrespected me when they weren't disrespecting me. They were maybe on their job, or maybe they were with their kids, or maybe they were at the church, or whatever they were doing, but I didn't know that because I didn't ask them. And I just assumed that they were available when I was available. So I want to make sure that I document when they're not available, and I write that down. Mark's not available at Sunday at all from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. Okay, he's available to get on a training call and an opportunity call, but he's not available no other time of the day. I write that down. Okay. The next thing I ask them, both of them, because every household has a financial brake and a financial pedal. So I want the brake and the pedal in the same room so I can control them. I can drive the vehicle at Talk Fusion. Okay, I'm going to get in their head and their heart. I want to understand who these people are so I can help them. I ask them both. Okay? When do you plan on working this business? And I tell them, I said, the average person works this business 7 to 10 hours a week. Do you see yourself working at 7 to 10 hours a week? Now, I'm asking both partners because they know different people. They work different lifestyles. They've been in different places in most cases. So I'm asking them both. I'm not asking them as a joint couple. I'm asking them individually. So you don't work 7 to 10 hours a week on your business. They work it together, but they still have separate contexts, separate mindset. Very important. So I'm asking them up front. Okay, 7 to 10 hours a week. That's what the average person does. Are you guys going to be able to do that? Okay, great. I'll write that down. 7 to 10 hours a week. All right. Next thing I'm going to ask them, how you plan on doing this? You plan on trying to do it online? You plan on using our proven system? We have a system here called the Diamond Rush Training System. This is where you edify your system. We created over 1,600 diamonds. What's a diamond? 6-figure income. Okay? Around the world. We know it works. We've been doing it for 8 years. But this is your own business. You don't have to do it that way. If you decide you want to do it a different way, that's up to you because it's your business. But I'm just telling you, the people that have done it and done it, sustained it a long period of time, they use our proven systems. Now, what am I doing? I didn't tell them they're stupid. I just told them, hey, if you want to do it your way, you can because it's your business. But the successful people are doing it this way. That's the difference between a sponsor and a recruiter. A recruiter says, just do whatever you want. Just get me some volume, okay? A sponsor is going to sit there and create value around our systems and edify that. Very important. So I asked them, do you plan on using our Diamond Rush? Okay, great. Perfect. What do I pull out? I pull out the Diamond Rush training system. There are two family members. One Diamond training system for them, him, one for her. Boom, they both got their own. Because I want them to have their own goals, their own list, their own everything. I want them to be individually but working together. Very important as a couple, okay? Next thing I ask them, doubt is going to hit you. Everybody in this industry goes through doubt. How do you want me to handle you when your doubt hits? Do you want me to call you, text you, email, or leave you alone? How do you want me to handle you? Then I ask them, do you want me to text you, call you, email you, or leave you alone when self-doubt hits? Because everybody's going to go through it in their career. One might say text, one might say leave you alone. I just write it down. These are all things that are in it, in the core values of what we do. It's the number one core commitment is doing a game plan interview. I'm doing a game plan interview. This is exactly what I'm doing. Next thing I'm going to talk about. Now there's certain things that you're going to have to agree to do. I'm going to have to agree to do, and we're going to have to agree together to do. You understand that? Yes. Okay. There's some things that can make you more successful than other things in this business. My goal as your sponsor is to show you what those are, teach you how to do them, and teach other people in your group. Is that okay with you? Okay, great. All right. All I'm asking for you, Mark, is when you say you're going to do something, you do it. And when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Or can we agree to do what we say we're going to do? Yes. Okay, great. Thanks. Next thing I talk about is launching their business. You want to start your business. You started your business today when you signed up, but now we have to launch it. Now we have to launch it. So what we're both going to do is I'm going to pull out the Diamond Rush training system with both of them, and I'm going to have them take their cell phones out, and I'm going to have both of them write the sharpest 25 people they know down. The sharpest 25 people they know. This is all in a game plan interview. If this sounds foreign to you, this is what's not happening, which is slowing your business down. This is how you get your business rolling. This is how you create duplication. This is how you create speed. This is how you create velocity. And more importantly, major duplication. Major duplication and low attrition. People will not quit because now you got them working, you got the right things in place to keep them contained in the right environment that's conducive to winning. So I get them to write their names down. Okay? Next thing I'm doing is I want a launch date. A launch date. Online date and an offline date. Now, this is critical. Online date means as we go through the list, the people that are not local to them, that's going to be their online launch date. The people that are local to them, it's going to be their offline launch date. Let's say, for example, I signed up Camila. Camila signed up tonight. She's here with me now. She's signing up. I'm going to get her started, okay? So tomorrow might be, I'm not waiting until next Tuesday, next Wednesday. Tomorrow, for everybody that's not in the local Houston market, is going to be her online launch. So between now and tomorrow night, I'm going to get on the phone, and I'm going to be banging the phones to get those people that she knows outside of the market on the live broadcast. I'm going to use those broadcasts as launch points to launch my business. The people that are local, in the local market, that they can drive to her house or drive to an event that we're creating, then we'll make that a separate day. That might be Wednesday night or Thursday night. Y'all follow me? And put the chat up because I want y'all to just interact. This is important. This is big boy stuff, big girl stuff. Okay? Do you understand? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Everybody with me? This is the big boy stuff. This is where you want to earn 7 figures. This is how I was able to do it. People say, man, I'm telling you exactly what to do. This is it. So when I get that list, I got an online launch and an offline launch. Okay? Online launch, offline launch. Date and time. Date and time. And that's when, now this is when the invite, this is all in the game plan interview now. So the game plan interview went from why you got started, when you're going to work it, when you can't work it, what you need to make from it, when you get, yeah, exactly, 2020, that's right. That's right. So all that is in the game plan interview. Now we're out of the game plan interview. So now we're contacting and inviting. So that game plan interview went from a game plan interview to getting their head and their heart, finding out what they got, what they want, and my job as a sponsor to help them get it. Okay? So now I'm on the phone setting up calls, helping them make their first 25 calls for their online launch and their offline launch. This is how you create speed in your organization. This is how it happens. This is where the big money, this is where people that make it simple. These are the ones the people that do this are the ones that get the wealth, get major wealth. The people that don't do this is the ones that scramble, and you keep hearing them saying, I can't get no duplication. You're not setting yourself up to get duplication. You're setting yourself up to fail. And more importantly, you're setting your team up to fail. You can't get duplication because you're not setting the stage right to get duplication. Does everybody understand what I'm saying on the game plan interview? This is critical for all of us. Now, this is the exercise. Go back to everybody that you personally sponsor and do it right. Start right now. Tell them, say, you know what? I learned the right way to do this. I made a mistake with you. I apologize, but I got to do it the right way with you. You signed up. My goal as a sponsor to help you win. I got to help you win. Pick up the phone, call those people up, and redo it. Use the technology and do it over with them over the phone. But this is what needs to happen. If you want to blow up a market, you want to blow up a country, you want to blow up some income, you want to break some diamonds, this is how you do it. But this starts on the front end. It starts with discipline. You got to be disciplined. And all we're trying to do is get 2 and 72, 2 and 72, 2 and 72. If we do what we're doing right here on this game plan interview, it'll happen for us. It will happen because we're setting the table right on the front end. Okay? Setting the table right on the front end. Now, I also want to promote what? The next big event. So, if we know what the next big, this is all in the game plan. Think about that. Launch date for online, offline. Next thing I'm going to talk about is they got a weekly meeting in that local market. I'm going to edify that. I'm going to edify the local market. I'm going to edify the meeting. I'm going to edify the leaderships there. Okay, so I'm going to edify the next event, the weekly event. I'm going to edify the what? The next regional event. I'm going to edify the next what? National event. See, this is all game plan stuff. This is all game plan. Now, you want to be a great pinnacle leader, I pull the forms out right then, and I get them enrolled right then. I have my enrollment forms right with me on my person. So, you know what? Fill this out right here. We got to get you to the next change event. We got to get you to the next boot camp. We got to get you to the next. This is how you build a monster organization. There's no happenstance of how it happens. I'm telling you and showing you exactly how it happens. Okay? Now, so I promote it for all the events. I plug them into the events. The next thing is I'm going to get them on the phone with my support team, my SWAT team, my special winning attitude team, my support team. I'm going to pick up the phone, call Ron Wright, and introduce him to Ron Wright. Hey, Ron, I got Camila right here. She just signed up. I'm doing her game plan interview. Can you say a couple words of encouragement to her? Boom, hand the phone over. Pick up the phone, hang up with Ron, call Steve and Susan. Hey, this couple went to diamond faster than anybody in the U.S. In the last 6-7 years, they went there faster than anybody. I want them to say hi to you. Boom, there's the Barons. Here's a great couple here in Houston, Texas. The Hollins, they're very professional. Came out of corporate America, building a monster business. They work together. Now think about this. If they're his and her team, I want his and her two people talking to them. I want to put the Hollins on the phone with them. I don't have an ego. I just want a big account. Mega bank account. I don't, no ego, mega bank account. I'm getting out of my own way so I can get paid. See, the problem is everybody's so scared. I don't want to call them. They might gravitate to them. They might not look to me as leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. People know when you care about them. People know when you truly care about their success. It ain't about me. It's about them clicking with the team. The team keeps people engaged, not me. The team keeps them engaged. It ain't about me. I'm just one piece. I'm one player. We all play an integral part in keeping people ingrained in the culture of the company, in the organization. That's what goes down. That's how you want to play big ball. You want to be a big baller. This is big baller stuff right here. This ain't little ballers. Here's a little baller. I don't want to. Maybe if I tell them, they might start going to their meetings. But they might not look to me as leadership. Yes, they will look to you as leadership. Because leadership is always going to edify leadership. We're always going to edify each other. We're always going to build each other up. We're always going to stand for each other. We're always going to be back to back with each other. That's what it's all about. I'm going to ask me, you got an MBA? Yeah, mega bank account. I got an MBA. I ain't been to no MBA school nowhere. They probably kicked me out. But I know how to create some duplication. I know how to create some income. I know how to create some success. That's what it's all about. So this is a game plan interview. This is it right here. If we're not doing this, ladies and gentlemen, we're setting ourselves up not to win. We're setting ourselves up to fail. And that's not why we got involved in this business. The next thing I want to share with them is some personal growth. I'm going to inoculate them. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them, you know what? 9 out of 10 people that get in this business, they quit because they start listening to the wrong people. Don't do that. Here's a book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I want you to read this book. I want you to read this. Cash Quadrant. Here's a book. I want you to read this. See, this is once you understand what this business is all about, it's simple to convey the message. Cash Quadrant, I have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad first, Think and Grow Rich second, the Cash Quadrant third. Those 3 books should be all over our organization. Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the Cash Quadrant. Those 3 books should be all over our organization because that's what we got to inoculate people about their head, their heart, why we're doing this, so they understand the dynamics of what we're doing. Everybody get me? Everybody with me? Everybody with me? Everybody getting something? Everybody feel me? You feel me? All right, you feel me? Okay, good. All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what great leadership does. They don't just throw people in something, hope something happens. We set people up to win. We remove obstacles. That's what great leaders do. That's what great leaders do. So I'm going to close this thing out in a second, but who's going to make a commitment? Who's going to make a commitment right now to do the right things, do the game plan interview, follow leadership, do the right things? Who's going to make that commitment right now? They're going to go back to everybody they personally enrolled, and they're going to do it right. And they're going to teach those people how to do it right. That's what we need to do. This is what I want to share tonight on this call. I appreciate it. It's 9:23. I don't want to overlong it. Sunday night. I know that time is valuable, but the biggest thing attention anybody can give you is their time and attention. That's the biggest compliment. So I appreciate that. Appreciate your time. I want to make sure that I deliver something every single night. I want to give you my best. That's what great leadership. I will always give you my best. That's all I can commit to, is give you my best. I'm going to give you my best. So I appreciate everybody jumping on the call broadcast tonight. Tomorrow morning, the Prosperity Mindset call. Let's get on that. Let's pack it out. Let's push big tonight. Let's close out the week with volume. Let's have some stories. Congratulations, Tampa market, Super Saturday. Congratulations. Houston, Texas. Congratulations. Cayman Islands. Congratulations. I see you. I see you and I feel you. I see you and I feel you. Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Good night.